Hey everybody, today's video is on how to manifest with the moon. So, excuse my aloha here. I just got back from Maui a few weeks ago and I had to bring a fake flower back with me because I'm in California and California is not like Hawaii. So, I'm recording this the day before a full moon in Scorpio, which is like super intense emotionally, right? So we have like so much stuff coming up, but full moons always bring up our emotions, okay? They're always gonna, imagine if you were to dig a tree out of your yard and this tree has been there for 100 years and the roots are really long and really deep and really in the ground. But you decide that you want to let go of this tree, release it, because it's no longer serving you. I'm not speaking literally, right? But that's kind of like what a full moon does, okay? It brings up our deeply rooted stuff, our deeply rooted beliefs, things that we think we're cool with them, right? Like we think we don't have a problem. I'm cool with this belief that I'm never gonna have enough money or I have to work really hard for money. No. So the full moon helps us release stuff like that. But there is a particular process that we want to go through to capitalize upon these energies that if you follow any astrologers, and they're amazing, there's so many amazing ones out there, they are really good people to follow and capitalize on these cycles and know when the new moon and the full moon are coming up, because when those come up, then like the full moon is the period that and this is a full moon video of what to do during the full moon. But when a full moon comes up, this is when we can let go of stuff that's no longer benefiting us in our life. And when a new moon comes up, this is when we set our new intentions. So the full moon, we let go of all this stuff, like we deleted it out of our life. It's gone, bye-bye, bye Felicia, right? It's bye. The new moon, you're planting the new seeds. You have to bring the new stuff in, right? So for the full moon video, which is the one we're talking about today, there's a couple things we want to go through ritual-wise, procedure-wise, if you're more of an intellectual person watching this video. So there's a couple things we want to go through. First things first, you have to journal. I always have a journal nearby. This one resonates for me. It says go your own way and it has arrows and it's pink. You know, find a journal that you love and you open said journal. I also have a pink pen because I love pink. Open a nice big blank page, okay? And write your date and your time at the top. Get a journal that you can rip a page out of it easily, okay? Once you do that, you're gonna write the date and the time. Doing this around the time of the full moon is actually the best way to approach this because that's when the energy is most potent, but it might be in the middle of the night for you depending on like where you are in the world, right? So like tomorrow's full moon is at 11:30 p.m. PST Pacific time, right? So like for people in Australia, that's going to be like during the day for them or in the morning or whatever. So, but for East time, right? Eastern time, US, that's going to be 2:30 in the morning. Like you might not want to wake up and do that at that time, or maybe you will. That's fine too. But either way, try to get as close as you can as possible. 24 hours and 24 before and 24 after the moon cycle is still a powerful time. This is more about habit and ritual than it is about like getting the exact time. Don't obsess about that. It's just not worth it, right? Don't cause yourself additional stress. Okay, so you get your handy journal. You write down all the shit you want to let go of. Now, what do we term shit? Shit is bad habits, you know, smoking this way or this way, right? You might want to let that go. I'm not judging, but maybe that's something that you call a bad habit, okay? The second one is maybe you said something mean to somebody, and maybe you do that like once a day, and you don't want to do that anymore because you feel guilty afterwards. And guilt is a sign that, oh, yeah, we might have done something wrong, right? It's a conscience, right? Jiminy Cricket sitting right here. So you write down the stuff, habits, Maybe you have a really bad schedule, like you go to bed at inconsistent times and you want to let go of that. You want to go to bed at a particular time. Maybe you don't pay your bills on time. That's kind of a bad habit, right? It's like, okay, I want to let this go. I want to like call in a new intention of like being a conscious co-creator of my money, right? And part of being a conscious co-creator of my money is making sure I pay my bills on time and making sure that I pay them happily. Something that I do is I put a heart on the envelope when I pay a bill. You know, that way it takes away the, oh God, I'm paying this bill, right? So just make a heart on it, okay? So that's a way to sort of neutralize the energy. Okay, so you write all that down in your journal. That's step 1. Step 2, you rip out that piece of paper, and you do this on the day of the full moon, okay, or around that time frame that we talked about. You rip out that piece of paper, and this is where we do an actual ritual. You have to do this safely, okay? If you are near a moving body of water, an ocean, for instance, I like going to the ocean and letting the ocean take this thing away. Now, here's the part that's really important. This needs to be a strong intention, right? You need to hold your piece of paper, fold it in, and read over the shit out loud of what you're letting go. It's one thing to write it down, but the energy is much stronger when you say this stuff out loud. Then it's like voice travels out into the universe. God in the universe knows that you're letting this go, okay? So you write that shit down. Then you say it out loud. That's the next part. Then you go, if you're near an ocean, go there. Okay, again, be safe, but go there. And your intention here, whether you do the ocean or the next thing I'm going to talk about, is to let it go. Okay, you just let it go. You decide today, here, right now, no more of this stuff on this paper. I'm done with you. Thank you for the lessons. I have gratitude for everything I've learned, but we're done here. That's the next thing. Then you let it go in the ocean with love. Let it go and go, wow, just feel it, because you actually can feel when you're in these new moon and full moon cycles, you can feel this energy. The full moon is the time to let this stuff go. The energy of the moon is supporting the release. The moon governs our subconscious. Okay, these are things that sometimes we don't even know that we have going on, but we do. That's the time to let them go. So let it go in the ocean and consider it done. The book is closed. Let it go. Move on. Don't focus on whatever you let go of in there anymore. Notice it's really critical. We actually let the piece of paper go. Okay. If you're not near a moving body of water, you can burn the piece of paper safely, okay? Don't light something on fire, just only the piece of paper. When I was living in an apartment, I had to, I couldn't like burn it outside, right? I didn't have anywhere to do that. So what I would do was I would burn the piece of paper just with a match in my sink over a bowl of water. So I lit the piece of paper on fire and then I put it in the bowl of water. Either way, you want something that's going to let this energy move on, okay? You can even just put it in a bowl of water, mix it around in a bowl of water, rip it up, then just throw it out, consider it done. It's not the actual thing that you do, although it is kind of just better to let nature take it, but that isn't always an option. So find a way that's going to work, that's safe. The intention is what matters here, not how you actually let it go, but the fact that you do let it go. So the next thing we want to do on a full moon, clear your crystals on a full moon. That's the day. So what you do is you maybe take like a cookie sheet. It depends on how many crystals you have, right? Like I have a lot of crystals. So I actually take out a cookie sheet. It's like that big, right? And I put all my beautiful crystals on the cookie sheet, and I'll show you how to do that. You put them all on the cookie sheet, and then you want to put them out under the light of the full moon. If you have a patio or a balcony or whatever, it's a great place to put them. If you don't, put them on the dash of your car on a cookie sheet, lock your car. There's a lot of options. You could put the actual crystals on the dash of the car, leave them out there overnight, but get them outside so that they can be charged. This is how crystals get cleared by nature. under the light of the full moon. That's the one time of the month that we put crystals out. Of course, crystals can be cleaned at other periods, but you know, some crystals cannot be submerged in water, so cleansing them with the moon is a really cool way. The next day, take out your journal again and see how you feel. Write down what's coming up for you after the full moon. I guarantee you what you're going to feel initially is more rested. Now listen, full moons have a tendency to keep us up at night. So you want to make sure that you like don't nap the day before a full moon, because you might be like bling, like when the full moon is going on, and you might have trouble sleeping. That's because the moon governs the tide, and humans are mostly made of water, right? So we're getting our emotions and our physical body tugged at. When the moon is so full, tugging at the oceans, it's also tugging at us. So you want to make sure that you get enough water. Before you go to bed, stay really hydrated. Maybe do like a grounding meditation before you go to bed, and something relaxing. You could look up meditations on YouTube, and I think I have some on my channel too that you can check out. You just want to do something really, really relaxing to help you stay really grounded and calm and centered so you can drift off to sleep very easily. But the moon is an amazing time to let go of what's no longer working for us and take a step into our brand new future. So that's why I like you to journal the day after a full moon, is because write down how you're feeling. Are you feeling more positive? The stuff you let go of last night, how is that feeling to you today? You know, something I like to do is write down stuff like on a scale of 1 to 10, you know. It's like, okay, this is how it feels today. I just worked on it. How does it feel tomorrow? Right? Come back to it and go, okay, yeah. You know, I was at a 10, now I'm at a 4. Right? So that's how we can gauge. This is like a combo of intellectual and like intuition, right? So nobody's saying jump full force into intuitive stuff. Like use your brain, you know, capitalize upon the cycles of the moon. And when you realize, if you realize that you're struggling with something, write that shit down and let it go during the full moon. Why not? What have you got to lose? You know? So I hope this video helped you. I have so many other videos. I'm also going to do a new moon video this month as well. So keep an eye out for that. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I would love to have you comment and let me know what you think about this video and what else do you want to see from me. Like, I'm making these videos for you. So if there's any questions that you have, comment and let me know. Go find me on Facebook, because man, I am on there all day, every day, giving back, doing live videos, doing free healing threads. So find me on there as well. And if you would like to do a session with me, I am available for that as well. We'll drop my website down below. And I will talk to you on the next one. Lots of love and happy full moon. Bye. All right, so here's what we're doing. We're just grabbing all of our magical crystals, putting them on the cookie sheet, getting them ready for their full moon bath. I knew I was missing one, practically invisible. This is my Lemurian seed crystal. Isn't it so magical? Look at that. Oh, so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Getting them all ready for their magical, mystical full moon bath, and then we will put them outside on the patio. Okay, so clearly I'm outside when it is daylight and hot out, but that's what you do. You just put them outside on a table, you get them ready to go, or you take my other suggestion in the video and you leave your crystals outside for their magical full moon bath. Just leave them out overnight and then collect them in the morning.